Chris Bishop.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
I did call you.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear over the applause. Mr. Speaker, the government's objective is that all persons, whatever their ability, rich or poor, whether they live in town or country, have a right as citizens to a free education of the kind for which they are best fitted and to the fullest extent of their powers. This is not a quote from the national government. The quote I just read out is from Peter Fraser and Clarence Beebe in 1939. And that quote summarises exactly what partnership schools are all about. Giving all persons, whatever their ability, rich or poor, whether they live in town or country, the right to a free education of which they are best fitted. The progressive case for partnership schools is one that is easy to make. It is easy to make. But Labor members opposite and Tracy Martin and New Zealand First are so blinded by their hostility to innovation, by their hostility to agility, to nimbleness, to new ways of thinking about schools that they are opposed. The biggest progressive proponent of partnership schools or charter schools in the Western world is none other than sadly outgoing President Barack Obama. He declared a special week in the United States for charter schools in the United States, saying our nation has always been guided by the belief that all young people should be free to dream as big and boldly as they want, and that with hard work and determination they can turn their dreams into realities. Now, the partnership schools, the few partnership schools we have in New Zealand are different, and Tracy Martin always makes this point. They are different to what we have in the United States, but the principle is the same. The principle of allowing communities to take control of their destiny, to allow communities to shape local priorities and to allow innovation within the schooling system. There is a progressive case for partnership schools if members opposite would just open their minds to the ideas, if they just looked and went and actually visited partnership schools. And well done on Marama Davidson for actually going to South Auckland Middle School. So often we hear from members opposite absolute blather and rubbish about partnership schools when they've never actually been bothered to go to one. I mean, it's a real shame that Marama Davidson decided to go to the partnership school with the blinkers on, that she was going to tell the people who actually ran the partnership school that they were opposed to it. So you sort of wonder why you go in the first place if you're so close-minded that you'll never actually change your mind. But okay, fair enough. Good on you for going. So often members don't. Partnership schools target underachievement. They target people who've traditionally missed out on a good education. They target that long tail of underachievement. There is a progressive case for partnership schools, and members opposite should get on board with it. What are the three objections we have heard so far? The first is that partnership schools use unregistered teachers, or they have the ability to use unregistered teachers. But yet we have unregistered teachers throughout the New Zealand education system. We have them in early childhood education. We have volunteers. We have teachers under limited authority to teach. We have them in the tertiary education system. We have women trade courses. We have staff at private training establishments. So the litmus test cannot be you must be a registered teacher in order to pass on knowledge to students. So that's the first objection. The second objection.
Not hate teachers.
The second objection is that this is about privatisation, and we heard Marama Davidson say it over and over again. And she said partnership schools should not be about education for profit, for business. Except all bar one partnership school are charitable trusts. They are not for business. They are charitable trusts. All bar one are charitable trusts. The second point is we already have private schools in the New Zealand education system. Is it now the Green Party policy to immediately close every private school around the country? We look forward to hearing that. So, and the third point to say is that this is public money we're talking about. This is charitable trusts using public money in the provision of public education. Partnership schools are public education. It is public money teaching New Zealand students as members of the public in a slightly more innovative way than had otherwise been delivered. And the third objection we've heard tonight, and this is the classic, this is the doozy. So the first two are, we've got unregistered teachers, we're privatising the education system, and then thirdly, they say, but we've got special character schools. As if that's the answer. Actually, we are in favour of innovation in the education system. We are in favour of flexibility. We've got special character schools. schools. My point is, if special character schools are fine, what is wrong with partnership schools? They are just the next step. Innovation targeting underachievement.
Order. The member's time has expired.
Mr. Speaker.